Market conditions closing out yesterday on the S&P 500 at majority bullish, 14 on the bullish side, 0 to the bearish on the daily chart and the 1 hour chart. Also bullish. You can see that we're pushing up above this supply area. We'll see if we can hold that. Futures as of right now down slightly, pulling back into that, looking at that retracement location. Again, watching for that breakout area here in that really where we're at right now, 6150 on S&P 500. See if we get some momentum moving to the upside. We are seeing movement to the upside on the breadth of the market, some increased strength here pushing that 60 number. Also seeing majority bullish on the trend. So we've had that really wide extreme range on S&P 500 breadth, moving a little bit more bullish as well. We're also seeing VIX still in that 15 range. And again, it can drop down a little bit lower. If it were to drop down into that 15, 14, markets would, the sentiment of the market obviously would be a little bit more bullish at this point, but seeing a little bit of a softening right here in that current trend in the shorter term on VIX, with the futures pulling back right here as well. That could end at the market open as well. SHY, we're seeing that short end of the yield curve moving relatively flat. It's been consolidating now for several months, and really a neutral trend right here. We'll see if we get any support right here. We would want to see what we want to see, what the market would prefer to see, are bonds moving higher and interest rates moving lower. So we don't necessarily want to see this trend continue. We'd like to see it stabilize and potentially start to move back up. Shorter term, the 1 hour time frame has moved to majority bullish on the short end of the yield curve. We'll see if we get some continuation of that trend. TLT also following suit. Not quite as much, a little bit more weakness right here, but that's what we want to see also. We want to see SHY moving quicker than TLT because of the bond yield curve. Okay, this number 0.21 is essentially the spread between the 2-year and the 10-year. When that goes below 0, that's an inverted yield curve. So we want to see that yield curve continuing to move to the upside. Okay, like this, we want to see a healthy bond market has a healthy yield curve where the short end of the yield curve is lower interest rates, the long end of the yield curve are higher interest rates. Right now we've got the short end at 4.25, the long end at 4.50. So there's not a big change right there. That's one of the issues also when we're dealing with some of these Fed numbers, and we touch on that each morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average relatively flat right here this morning. Similar type price pattern, majority bullish. See if we get some follow through on the Dow. NASDAQ 100 getting a little bit of expansion in the current trend on that 1 hour time frame. We know that when expansion happens that we have contraction that follows suit. So we run into an unsustainable trend where they get really, really wide. It just means that it needs some kind of a counter trend or retracement or correction. And so these become decision points, areas to adjust risk, tighten stops, lock in some gains, however that looks in terms of your own individual portfolio management. IWM, Russell 2000, small caps compressing here in that 1 hour, majority bullish. And the upper end of this price pattern here, the trends on the upper end of this trend condition indicator at 12. And again, just compressing. We'll see if we get any movement in small caps. USO, which is oil, majority bullish here. That trend is starting to shift on that 1 hour time frame. You're seeing that happen here. You're seeing a lot of a bottoming process where you're getting buying happening on a retracement back here on that 1 hour. It's also on the daily time frame right at that 50% range. Keep an eye on USO, which is the ETF for oil. Oil could be continued to moving to continue to move. Gold also having this really historic run, upper end of the range, as we've been talking about now for several days. That trend certainly continue, but it could use a retracement here and still be in a really, really nice overall uptrend on gold. SLV, similar type price pattern also. A couple of stocks for you to consider today. One is ATYR, which is in our scans. Again, if you don't have access to these filters, you can join our Discord server and get those and be able to track some of these new buy entries as well. Big confirmation, big volume, potential breakout here as well, right in the momentum zone on ATYR. It's had a big move too earlier last year, towards the end of last year, from $2, had a real quick shot to $4, and in the biotech space or the pharmaceutical space. There's so many of these now. They're in just about every biotech and pharmaceutical space. One that is not in the pharmaceutical space, CRK, which is in the natural gas space. Big earnings, surprise here, beat, and nice move, big volume. confirmation bar and moving into momentum. Comstock, symbol on that is CRK, another trade for you to consider today. If you don't have full access to all this content, again, the Discord server, there's a link below. And if you find value in this presentation, in this content each morning, please like the videos. And that'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.